What's up guys, Firefish Chris here, and I'm making another deck profile. This time it's on Zing's. I recently just picked it up. I finished it on Saturday, and played it on locals on Sunday. It didn't do too bad. So I went to deck profile. I didn't see too many deck profiles on YouTube, so that's another reason I wanted to make this. So I'll just get right in, and I'll explain my choices as I go. For the most part, it's like pretty standard. So 3 fire is your main beater of the deck, and what Synchro Summon gives it 500. It just allows you to make normal synchros just a lot better with the attack boost. 3 earths is another. It's pretty much this and that. It's the only beaters of the deck without synchroing. This is 16. That's 19. And when he's used as the synchro summon, they can be destroyed by battle. So you can just make a synchro defense mode and just leave it there. So I run 3 of the water. Water is probably one of the best ones just because it has the highest defense, and it also gives the synchros the ability not to be unaffected by traps. So that helps out a lot. And 3 of the light ones, I might cut it down to 2. 3 is getting kind of cloggy, but recently I found out like if you don't have this in your either your opening hand or no way to get into it, you're stuck with not doing any synchro plays at all. I only run 2 of the ones just because 3 is just really dead. It's not the greatest one because it's only 18 defense, and the fact that it's unaffected by spells is kind of iffy. You still gotta run it. It's a different color. And the last 2 monsters, I run 2 Mass Chameleons. These just pretty much let you have another tuner in your deck, and it lets you go into rank 4 plays with this and the fire one, or you can make level 7 synchros with this and the earth one. So that's it for the monsters. It's pretty standard. I liked it throughout. I tried card troopers and stuff like that. Once I pick up the light monarch, there's a really good combo with that with this deck, and I'll be able to put that in there. Besides that, I don't know what else I should put in, so leave some suggestions. So next for the spells, I run only 1 soul charge. I did run 2, but I had to cut it down to 1. It's dead opening it up, and most of the time you want to use Zing Path to put recycle stuff back in your deck. So you really don't have that many targets engraved besides the light one. Next is Mind Control, easily probably one of the best cards in this deck. Just the fact that you can just take a opponent's monster and then synchro off with it, it's just too good. Also, it helps you clear established boards really easily. Next, 1 Foolish Burial. This just pretty much just to send either the fire one so you can get the Mass Chameleon plays off, or you can send the light one just in case so you can use his effect engrave. Dark Hole, which is probably the best card in this deck. You can just set 1, they don't activate anything, then Dark Hole, establish board, and then get your monster on board. I only run 2 Zing Path. I don't have the 3rd one, but I feel like the 3rd one will be cloggy anyways because 2 is getting really cloggy. You don't want to open it up early, really early, but you do want to see it in your hand. And for spells, only 2 MSTs. I was running 3, I had to cut it down. It was just for space reasons. I would run 3 eventually. I decided to run more like a trap heavy sort of deck. Next is probably the best trap card in this whole deck is Zing Creation. It pretty much lets you recruit for another one if you or any monsters destroyed. So this pretty much just gets you free pluses all game. Unfortunately, when I was at locals, for most time I either didn't see it or it got MST'd as soon as I played it. So that's the sad part about that card. I only run 1 Solemn Warning, Torrential Tribute, which is really good in this deck. Compulse, because you need to run it for Winda, for Shadal matchup. Wiretap came in really clutch. I played against the Hat deck first round at the locals, and I was able to win game 3 off this card. 1 Call the Haunted, just in case if you can make a synchro and they somehow manage to get it off the board, you can just call the Haunted right back and then just keep going on future plays. That, or if you're really out of all options, you can just special summon Zing, and if they chain MST or something like that, or if they MST this face down, you chain Call the Haunted, you bring 1, special 1. Stuff like that. Now, this is what's different. I decided to run 2 Black Horn of Heavens because I've really realized that rank 4s really do hurt this deck. That like Casto, Black Ship of Corn, anything that doesn't destroy it or just it sends it somewhere else, it's just really hurtful against this deck. You I really suggest you had to run at least 2 of this. It just saves you so much. I actually won the game 1, and I beat him because of this. Next, I run 2 Needle Ceilings. It's just extra torrential tributes. It's probably one of the best cards in this deck. You can just set your monster, they go off with their plays, you flip this up, and you just gain advantage off that. Also, this deck really loses to Satella Knights, and just pretty much once they start spamming the field, they make like Dweller, Castle, and just start recycling all their stuff. You need this card. Now, a really cool tech I decided to play in was Shapeshifter. A lot of people don't know what it does, but pretty much you can special summon this card in defense mode as a normal monster. It's a Fiend, Tuner, Earth level 2, and it's pretty much only used so you can special summon to your opponent's turn, and then you most likely have a Zing on board, and you can synchro off during your opponent's turn with this. It's just another tuner, and also I find that also protecting yourself from getting OTK'd, like just if they somehow manage to do Dweller and you can't special, just special this in defense, you can block yourself for a turn. And probably the best card in the deck is Double Skill Drain. I cited in the third one. 3 can get cloggy, and sometimes 3 is not good against every deck. So that's why I will only run 2. So that's a 40 card deck. Next, I'll show you the extra deck. Now I only run 2 Exceeds, which is Flagship Horn and 101. I felt like that was the most optimal. Just those 2. You really didn't need anything else. If anything, I'll put a Castle instead of this if I manage to pick one up. Alright, so 2 of the Baxia. This is the broken card of the deck. This is the main reason why this deck is so good. You can pretty much bounce to the amount of elements you use to make them. So most of the time I made them with 4, and I was able to bounce 4 cards on their side of the field back to their deck. So it's really good. You do need 2 because the situation comes up where you have to make them more than once. I decided to run in Thought Ruler Archfiend. This is probably one of the greatest cards. It just makes it so hard to get over because it's going to be at least 3,200, I believe, with the 500 boost, and then you get unaffected by traps, spells. It just becomes a monster. Stardust, for the same reason, I will cut this once I get a spark because Stardust doesn't stay with the stuff that the Yang Zings give them if he uses effect and then comes back. One Scrap Dragon, which really helped out today, just won me games. Like, you make this card, you start popping off your stuff, get rid of their board. Black Rose, I was actually able to Black Rose against a hat player on their turn and destroy their whole field. They set 5 and had Mermello and Diathena, and pretty much I just Black Rose before they could do anything, destroy their whole field, and that was pretty much it. Goyo Guardian, which is probably the best card. You make this card unstoppable pretty much if you use the trap one. So there's that. Armades, which is a monster. You can just attack. They can't respond to it. It's usually you could usually make this. There's not be able to destroy it by battle, or you can use the one that the spells or whatever. Now, one card I ran was Nateria Beast. You can make this while using Shapeshifter and the Earth level 3 Yang Zing monster. It's really good. You can just pretty much, you don't even need to use the Wind one because this protects it from spells by itself. And that's sort of a techie card. Samsara, Dragon Rebirth is so good. It's pretty much a monster reborn. Bolton Pulse Dragon. I thought I wouldn't like this card, but I decided to run it and it did really well actually. You can pretty much make further synchro plays with this card. You can, when you synchro summon, you could change the levels through 1 through 3. I'll run 1 Mistbird. It's pretty good. It's just a small little wall that the opponent has to get over, and 1 Formula Synchron. So that's it for the extra deck. Now for the side deck, I ran 1 Grand Mole. It's good against your dolls. 2 Maxi for some spam decks, and I decided to run 2 of each hand just because when I side in what's it called? When I send the extra skill drain and stuff, it's just really nice to be able to get over established boards. 2 Prohibitions, which did come in handy against a Sylvan player that I called Soul Charge, and he happened to have 3 in hand. So I won me that one game, but unfortunately I lost that match. That was one of my losses. 2 Light Imprisoned Mirrors. I might bump this up to 3, just how strong Satella Knights are. I actually played against Frazier, and he pretty much just spammed the board with Satella Knights. Just kept attacking, and then he had double MST for the 2 I had set, so pretty much lost the game because of that. I'll run 2 the Shadow Imprisoned Mirror. You must need this card because this Shadal matchup is kind of hard for this deck if they have Winda up first and back row. So you need this to just stop them early on. And Skill Drain, so I side in the 3rd. It's just more hate against decks that really need their effects to go off. Alright, so that's it. I know I haven't seen a lot of these deck profiles on YouTube, so if you guys can leave comments to say how can I help better this deck, or what should I cut, what should I put in, that'll help out a lot. Again, I won like X2, I'm pretty sure, against in the tournament. And I lost 2 matches. One was to Sylvan. I'm pretty sure that was round 3 or round 4. And then I lost round 2 to Frazier playing Satella Knights. Alright, so that's it for the deck profile. Firefist Chris out.